Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Dungeon Delve Devlog series. Since my last video, which was about the giant worm boss, I've been working on three main areas: a map system to help navigate the dungeon a bit easier, a skill system that works with the item system I showcased back in Devlog 3, and the rest of the time was spent rewriting the enemy AI for minor but core improvements. Starting with the map system, it's located in the top left of the HUD. Where we have empty squares, there is an unexplored room at that part of the dungeon. The squares with a symbol represent an explored room, with each symbol meaning something different, like the flag representing the start room, or the sword for a combat room. Lastly, we have the red circle. This pinpoints your current room in the dungeon. The whole system works alongside the level generator, and as the rooms are created, so are the map tiles. The tiles use the same positions as the rooms they represent, except this is relative to the map instead of the world. The map is updated when the player enters a new room by calling this reveal room function with two parameters, the first being an index variable for the two-dimensional array the tiles are stored in, and the second is the symbol that needs to be displayed. The tile is then revealed by setting the sprite of the image to the symbol sprite passed in, and in the same function, the current position circle is moved over the same tile position. For how little code went into this map system, the results are great as there's no more chance of getting lost in the dungeon. Next up is the skill system, which is used in company with the item system. The idea is you have more control over your character's development than you do just solely collecting items with random stats. Each point put into a skill will increase that field by a set amount. Take max health for example. Every point put into that category adds 10 to your max health points. Or every point in stamina recharge increases stamina a second by 2. But to upgrade any of these skills, you must first have skill points, which are currently only gained from beating the boss. All these skills are directly applied to the stat they influence like so. What this get overall skill function does is return the total value from the base, skill and item stats added up, and these values are retrieved by a switch statement in each function to keep the code nice and readable. To relay this information to the player, there's these summary stat cards. These are displayed by using the on-pointer enter and exit functions. Each stat card has a little description to help the player understand its effect in case it's not too obvious. As for the AI, the code has been reformatted into a state machine for a little bit more flexibility. In doing so, I've made a few improvements. The first being, enemies can now combo attack instead of the standard attack and wait system they had previously. Every enemy has their own combo cooldown, with weaker enemies like the grunt having shorter cooldowns. Cooldowns begin when an enemy has finished attacking or is interrupted by the player leaving attack range. Combos are called in the animator, just like regular attacks, but instead of the normal attack locomotion, they enter a combo sequence. The next improvement is an attempt to make enemies more intelligent when engaging in combat, by having them move away from or circle the player between attacks. The way they approach this is by selecting one of these enum values, then fulfilling it like so. It certainly helps make combat feel more engaging, or at least from my perspective. The last improvement is for the Berserker goblin only, which is they can now start with randomly selected weapons. This is substantial as the choice of weapon changes the damage output, speed and the animations used. I only added this feature as I thought fighting the same old enemies would become tiring real quick. This edition was designed to be modular, so I can keep adding possible weapons, and all it takes is adding an element to this array of structs, where weapon game object is a weapon prefab in the goblin's root, weapon type is the animation tree that is used, and movement speed is the nav agent speed. The weapon option is chosen to start, and the variables are immediately set. That's everything to cover in this devlog. My next aim is to add more enemies and start developing the second level. But for now, I hope you are liking how this game is coming along, and thanks for watching.